Time for rock news on 101.1 WJRR, Orlando's rock station. Let's check in with Lynch and Taco and see which rockers are making the headlines for all the right and wrong reasons. 101.1 WJRR.
All right, rock news brought to you by a ticket takeover happening both on Instagram and TikTok today. Chances on both those platforms to win Metallica tickets.
And that's multiple chances. If you're not following us, it's at 1011 WJRR.
Just look for the post, do as instructed, you'll be entered. You have all day to swing by.
Metallica tickets.
The Eagles have started the latest long residency of A-level, A-list bands at the new Sphere in Vegas. They kicked that off this past week with a 20-song set, including a tribute to their collaborator, J.D. Souther, who died last Tuesday. Occurred just before their final song, Heartache Tonight, which he co-wrote with Glenn Frey, Don Henley, and Bob Seger. Henley said, "I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge a couple of people." He first mentioned Jimmy Buffett, then J.D. Souther. He said, "I want to acknowledge the co-writer of that song, who we lost 3 days ago, Mr. J.D. Souther, someone you may know. He played a pivotal role in the Eagles and so many of our great songs over the years." So, Eagles 20-song set. You're going to be there on weekends, select weekends through January 25th, and I would not be surprised if they add even more after that in Vegas, because all those shows are sold out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The 39th Farm Aid went down this past weekend. Of course, Farm Aid was founded by Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, and Neil Young. It was, it's a fundraiser for America's farmers. It was held this year in Saratoga Springs, New York.
That's a great thing, by the way. Raises a lot of money.
More developments in this Journey situation from Rocket Rio, where lead singer Arnel Pineda had an off night and was criticized by fans on the socials about his performance. And he literally said, "Well, maybe I should just quit. And if enough of you tell me I should quit, I will." So far, the bulk of commenters have urged Arnel to stay with the band. One of his biggest cheerleaders is bandmate Neil Schon, and one of the co-founders of Journey. Neil is blaming the performance and the vocal situation on Avenged Sevenfold.
How is it A7X's fault?
They were the headliners of the event, and he says that they dictated the sound quality for the other bands in the undercard. Therefore, they weren't allowed to use the full potential of the sounds. This is an old school rock trick, Taco Bob.
Listen here, don't blame A7X.
It sounds like an old school excuse is what it is, yes.
The singing was not good. I don't think the guy should quit singing, though. Everybody has an off day or night.
And we talked about it yesterday. We played you the audio. It wasn't that bad, but it was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
It wasn't anything near the level of the performance they put on here when they were here a couple months ago.
And nowhere near the level of he needs to quit.
More information coming out about Dave Grohl's rumored mistress, the porn goddess Annalise Nielsen. The Sun tabloid claims the 40-year-old Nielsen, who is reported to have had a 15-year affair with the married Foo Fighters frontman, lives on the grounds of a Russian Orthodox church. Annalise says she has never had a relationship with Grohl, but pals allege she dated him after he was married in 2003 up until about 2019, and friends have claimed Annalise used to share screenshots and text from the rocker and openly talked about being his, quote, side piece.
Can you spell Annalise for me?
Annalise.
Iese, and her last name is it Nielsen?
Yes.
I'm just doing
Taco Bob is now mentally checked out for the rest of rock news.
I am mentally checked in. I was just doing a quick search.
Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and Netflix are all in competition pitching Oasis documentary. The band, obviously, big story in rock news as of late with them getting back together, tour, new album coming. All three are set to pay big bucks. But apparently the folks at Apple TV really want this, so we'll see if they win the bidding war to produce ultimate Oasis documentary at some point.
Wonder how much that's going to cost. Whoever the
I don't know.
the biggest bidder.
I have a feeling all three of those companies can write a check with as many zeros on it as they need to.
Oh, of course.
This is an odd situation that has developed and got blown out of proportion. A feud between Dave Mustaine of Megadeth and Peter Frampton. All of this dating back to a couple of concerts that were canceled at the same venue on different nights. That would be Virginia Credit Union Live at the Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. Megadeth announced that the band's show at the venue was being called off, writing on social media, due to unexpected and unpredictable circumstances, our show is blah, 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 blah. It won't be rescheduled. And then 2 days later, Frampton, who was scheduled to perform, also called off his show due to unforeseen circumstances. And then in a post, he goes on to blame Megadeth. He says that Megadeth damaged the stage during a sound check before their show, and that's why neither of these shows could happen. Dave Mustaine took exception to that and said, "We didn't even have a sound check. I don't know what you're talking about, dude."
Yeah, because they canceled.
He said they canceled because, and Dave explained, he goes,
I heard
one of the riggers was up, setting up, getting ready to raise the production, the PAs and the lighting, everything, when he spotted an unsafe situation on the stage, which called into question whether the stage would be able to physically support the production. Out of an abundance of safety, they canceled the show. The damage was already there, caused by God knows what. Then Peter Frampton, the latest, comes back. He goes, "I was just kind of making up the stuff about Megadeth because, metal band and what." He goes, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to create a big to do here."
Take that, Frampton.
Kind of a sick burn, man.
Yeah, I'd say.
From Mustaine on Frampton. Slayer played their first concert in 5 years this past Sunday night at Douglas Park in Chicago. The band took the stage just after 8:30. 20-song set that included a bunch of the faves. They opened with South of Heaven, ran into Seasons in the Abyss, Angel of Death, Hell Awaits, Raining Blood. And that's the first of several shows that the band will reunite for, in the coming weeks and months.
I'm sorry, Lynch. I have to throw a flag there. You cannot be talking about Slayer and say faves.
All right, they played a bunch of their favorite tunes. And does that sound any better?
And blood. More blood.
Linkin Park performs a new song called Heavy as the Crown at their concert in Hamburg, Germany. Heavy as the Crown will be the theme song of League of Legends World's Championship esports tournament, and will also be on Linkin Park's upcoming album From Zero, which will be out November 15th.
Then what was the Soundgarden one? Heavy as the Head?
Heavy as the Crown is the Linkin Park song. That other one was a Chris Cornell tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of songs have same titles.
Yeah.
Human Head weighs how much?
I don't know.
You were talking about Heavy as the Head.
Yeah.
Anyway. Scorpions will celebrate their 60th anniversary with another Las Vegas residency in 2025, assuming Matthias Jabs, one of their guitarists, is fully mended after he fell down those stairs a while back, and they had to cancel their entire tour of their home country of Germany this month. Fell down like 18 stairs.
Oh, God. I almost fell downstairs to the hotel in Mount Dora at the Pitmasters and Pourers.
Were you drunk?
No. What? I was dead sober. Hadn't even had a beer yet. Pat, I was walking with this massive cooler full of ice. They didn't have an elevator.
He's getting ready to get drunk.
What?
He was getting ready to get drunk.
So, no, listen. You almost lost your buddy. They don't have an elevator at that hotel, right?
Okay.
I'm going up. The cooler has to weigh 670 pounds. I was heavy as hell. It's on wheels, and I'm dragging it up, and I couldn't get it up the last ones. It was just too awkward and heavy. I started going down. Started going back downstairs. My wife grabbed me. She helped.
That's your rock news.
Heavy's the head. Average head is 8 pounds.
I knew you all would come through in a pinch there.
We got your WJRR.
Orlando's rock station.